Their gaunt faces, their struggle for air. Signs of yet another suspected chemical attack in Syria. Videos shared by activists opposed to the regime showed bodies sprawled on floors in the town of Douma. Rescue workers say dozens of men, women, and children were killed in Saturday's attack, while people around the world were united in horror.
I'd like to begin by condemning the heinous attack
targeting innocent civilians, many of them children.
Kimyasal silah kullandığı çok net bir şekilde gözüküyor.
我们坚决反对任何国家、任何组织、任何个人出于任何目的在任何情况下使用化学武器。
Die Verantwortlichen für den Einsatz von Giftgas, für die gezielte Bombardierung Ziviler müssen zur Rechenschaft gezogen werden.
The attack in Douma took place after months of heavy bombardment by the Syrian regime, Russian forces, and Iran-backed militia fighting to retake the town from rebels. Last week, the battles seemed to be over. Rebel groups had surrendered to Syrian forces and evacuated the town, raising questions about why the remaining civilians were targeted.
This use of chemical weapons, against civilians sheltering in their basements is part of a broad pattern, not simply a pattern of chemical weapon use, but a pattern of targeting civilians who happen to live in areas held by the armed opposition.
Family members.
Once again, diplomats at the United Nations pointed fingers at Bashar al-Assad, but the Syrian regime's position has always been the same.
The Syrian Arab Republic stresses once again that it does not possess any chemical weapons of any type, including chlorine, and we condemn once again the use of chemical weapons at any time, anywhere.
The Syrian regime has repeatedly been blamed for using chemical weapons since the start of the war. In 2016, the UN's Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons concluded that Syrian forces used chlorine in 3 attacks. Last year, investigators blamed the Syrian regime for a sarin gas attack in Khan Sheikhoun. Officials now want to investigate the latest allegations from Douma, but Russia says it's already done tests and found no evidence of a chemical attack.
No chemical substances found on the ground. There were no dead bodies found. There were no poisoned people in the hospitals.
As Syria's closest allies, Russia and Iran have not escaped blame from the West. In a rare tweet calling out Russian President Vladimir Putin, US President Donald Trump said Russia and Iran had a big price to pay. Later, Trump confirmed military action is being considered.
We are meeting with our military and everybody else, and we'll be making some major decisions over the next 24 to 48 hours.
Trump did respond to the sarin gas attack in Khan Sheikhoun a year ago by launching Tomahawk cruise missiles at a Syrian airbase. This week, a Syrian military base was hit in what many suspected was a retaliatory attack, though the U.S. denies being involved, and Israel has not responded to accusations that it was behind it. With the Syrian war now into its 8th year, there's talk of a turning point.
We are beyond appeals to conscience. We have reached the moment when the world must see justice done.
But could an international thirst for justice end up prolonging the war and bury hopes that Syria's mass suffering will soon end? Sandra Gathmann, The Newsmakers.